Hello and welcome. I was curious about those 5 horses in London that were running amok, and I asked if they represent 5 broken seals. And the answer was yes, with the 5 of Wands, the King of Swords, and the 3 of Wands. So I added 3 more cards just to get a little bigger picture. And underneath the 5 of Wands is the 4 of Swords, which represents administration at the base of conflict. And this isn't serious conflict. This is boys. They're just playing around with sticks. There's nothing sharp here. They're not even paying attention to what they're doing. They're just whipping things around and hoping for the best. Play fighting. There's butterflies. Transformation, a small one anyway. And this is in the past position. In the present position, we have the King of Swords, and his sword is, the end is missing. It's inside of something, possibly the Hierophant, which also speaks of administration and solitude, and maybe not, what was that word? I've lost it. I know it starts with an S though. But back to the King of Swords. There's butterflies here at the crown. The crown is going to change. It's going to transform. And in the future, now usually I would say looks bright. It's a good outlook. Everything's bright and shiny. But let's focus on the boats in the distance, because that's what he's focused on. And that represents trade, negotiations, compromise. And below it, at its base, is the 7 of Wands. And you can see that he's on guard. And he's outnumbered. So that could also represent trade and negotiations. There's a lot of 5s going on here. There's definitely a big change coming. Now, just because 5 seals are broken, it doesn't mean that it's the end of the world or the end of times. It's just a big end of something, and we will need to negotiate and adapt in order to navigate through this change properly. Now, the black horse, I think it represents justice. I think the black horse represents our Savior, the one going in to help us, to save us. And I'm not sure if that represents a person or place or thing. I don't know. But it's missing its black knight. Maybe he's in search of it. The knight that needs to steer. And the white, I think the white represents famine. I can't remember. I'm going to have to look that up. The keys They're at the base of the Hierophant. This is very important. And they're together. Not sure if he's killing off the Hierophant or if he is taking care of someone who's turned his back to the Hierophant. Multiple people against. Multiple people against. And there's someone peeking in the window here. Knowledgeable person, just out of reach. The knowledge that they seek is just out of reach. They hung up 4 swords, but they lay on the 5th. Those are the kittens, if you hear them, I'm not sure. Tigger had 2 orange, 1 white, and 1 calico. So her with 5, and including her, that's 5 cats. That's interesting, because she was just eating a moment ago before I started this, and then she got all cuddly with me. So it's, yeah, eating represents the famine of the white horse. And her, she's feeding the kittens now, so that's also represents famine. So there's going to be some issues with famine, I guess. It's going to be right behind the justice, the savior, the black horse. I think no matter what, we should prepare for negotiations and compromise, prepare to adapt, because there's change coming for sure. There's way too many 5s for that not to happen. The change is set in stone. How the change is going to happen, I don't know, but it does have to do with a king and a change of his mind or the crown, the Hierophant, and their alliance. What are your thoughts?